So I finished reading Clear and Muddy Loves of Love by Please Don't Laugh, and that is like my first Bahe ever, and it is the most longest book I've ever read. So these are my thoughts about the novel. First of all, I really like the writing style. It's very simplified. It's very easy to understand. With my not my problem, but with Danme, I've read Danme before this. So with Danme, a lot of political Danme, it always has been like, oh, I'm not able to understand what politics is going on, and I need to reread it all the time. But here, everything is explained to you, like perfectly, like line by line. You understand what politics is going on, and everything is explained to you very easily. So it's very easy to read, yet the prose are still beautiful. Like the simpliness of the writing style doesn't take away the beauty of the prose from the novel. So that is one thing I really love about this book. Another thing would be that I absolutely adore the main couple. Like they are like the perfect couple ever I have seen. But the thing is, if you guys have not read the novel, and if you guys don't know anything about the novel, I would have to say that I would recommend this novel only to people who love angst, because the whole novel is filled with angst. Like is just angst. There is romance, yes, but it's very minimal, and in like about, if I have to describe, in there are 300 chapters in the novel. Out of that, there are like 10 chapters that are just romance without the angst. The rest of 290 chapters are filled with angst. So if you love crime like me, and holding your head like this like me, this novel is for you. But if you cannot handle that much emotional capacity, then I would say that this is not a fluffy read at all. So I would say that maybe this read will not be for you. Another thing I love about this is like the second couple, Nang Nang Shuno and Nomin. They are actually, I have to say that I love them more than the main couple, because it's just, they're so sweet, and I would love to want more things with them, like more scenes with them. I feel like their time screen in the novel is very less. I just want more of them. Okay, now these are all the positive things about the novel that I found, but there are also things that I did not like about the novel, which I'm gonna mention now. So spoiler territory ahead, because if you guys have not read the novel, I'm just gonna give you major spoilers right now. One thing I did not like is, though, again, like the first point that I mentioned, that the poetics is very simple, I think that's a merit and a demerit as well. Because yes, it's very simple and very easy to understand, but it's too easy to understand. If I'm making sense here, the point is that same thing is mentioned again and again. I know that I am gonna read this novel, which is like very long, so I'm gonna invest so much of my time here. But some paragraphs that mention the same thing before in another previous chapter, that paragraph is repeated again and again in another language. The content is the same thing is being said again and again. And I feel like that's kind of mistrusting the readers. That, do you think as a reader, I don't remember, this is what happened, this is what has been mentioned. So I feel like the same thing is explained too much time, too many words have been used to explain something that, you know I feel like the word count could have been less. 1 million words was not enough. Like it was not needed. So I feel like it could easily chop off like 50 chapters from 300 chapters, and the story would still remain the same. But another thing I do not like is the fact, it's more of a morality thingy for me, is like, Chian starts liking Nangnung Jingnu when Jingnu is like 15, 16. I know Nangnung Chian is also like 17 at that time, but it still feels very by modern standards, I feel. So yeah, that's one thing that made me question my morality while reading it. So I feel like, I know back then it would have been like a normal thing, but here it's like, as a modern reader, I cannot digest the fact. But when they grow older, it's like very epic romance. I absolutely love them. Another thing I do not like is when Nangong, Shunu, and Nomin start falling in love with each other. Nomen is not in the perfect mental capacity. She has trauma, some kind of PTSD, but that PTSD had made her think childlike, which makes me feel like, okay, that is very icky to start being in a relationship with someone else, especially of the same gender. Like, I know it's very noble of Shunu to like someone who's suffering from so much and is not in the same headspace as her, but also it feels like maybe if the romance started when both of them were mentally stable, that would have given me more ease as my modern standards. So yeah, those are things that I did not like. Another thing is the ending. When you're telling me that I read 1 million words, 300 chapters, I want an ending that makes it all feel finished. Here, I get a rushed ending. Like, 1 million words was not enough for you. It is, the ending is very rushed, and that makes me feel so dissatisfied. The main ending doesn't even tell us what happened properly. The extras tell us that the ending was happy for both of them. And I do not like that Chia lost her memories. No, I do not like that. That's very, I feel like that's a very cliche take on this story. Yeah, so because of some things that I didn't like, but some things I really really enjoyed, it was more of a very conflicting read for me. Because first of all, I mentioned that the novel made me cry a lot. Like, in a lot of instances it made me like tear up, which is not something I was gonna accept. But it also, like, some, for example, again, this is again spoilers, is the fact that Shunu's rape was depicted with sympathy. Yes, but there was another character, I forgot his name, okay, but he was like a male character, and Chian used him to kill Nangong Lee. He was also raped, but that character just vanishes. Like, Shunu's rape is depicted with empathy, but that character, because he's a guy, his sexual assault is not depicted at all. Like, the effect of it, the repercussions of it, what happened to him, is not depicted at all, which I feel is very lazy writing. Another thing is, Shunu's rape is give Shunu and Noman, both of their experiences with sexual assault is, like I said, explained with empathy and how it impacted them. But I feel the depiction is very surface level, because these people do get trauma about it, yes, but I feel like, since it's such a long story, the author could have explained how sexual assault or any kind of trauma can change a person and make them do deeds that they don't want to. Maybe villainize them a little bit, maybe, make them not so much perfect, if it's making sense. Yes, these are my thoughts about Clear and Muddy Loss of Love. I absolutely like this novel, yes, but I will not consider it my favorite because I found so many flaws in my own perspective. So it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.